TNT, I'm a minute late. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have a quick presentation. We're going to repeat this at 5:45 and at 6:15 for those that come in late. So if somebody wanders in and saying, what's going on, you can tell them what's going on. We're just going to run through the boards real quick and just sort of orient you on what's over there. I know that a lot of you have already been over there looking at them, but I'm going to practice on you guys for the later presentations is what's going to happen. So we're here for the Wadsworth PEL study. Basically, this is our first public meeting for this 15-month process that we're going to do on this project. And we really appreciate everybody being here. This is public meeting number 1. A couple of housekeeping items. Bathrooms are out the door and over to the side over here if you end up in that situation tonight. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that we're here for the Wads PEL. If you have something else you want to talk about, the city, 30th Avenue, or anything else that's going on in the city, we'd love to hear from you, just not tonight. So what I've got over here on the side is I've got a little box that's got a slot in the top, and I've got some little comment cards. If you want to write if it's a stop sign in your neighborhood, if it's drainage, if it's floodplains, if it's 38th Avenue, if it's 44th Avenue, whatever it is, if you want to fill something out over there and stick it in the comment card, we'll try to get back with you as soon as we can. I'm going to commit to at least a week, just because things have been busy lately. But we'll try to get back to you as quickly as we can, hopefully by the end of this week, to talk about what other issues you may or may not have. But tonight we really want to focus on what we're doing on Wadsworth here tonight. So I appreciate that. The other thing is in difference to people at the board, because they probably told you this on the way in, but you've all, if you're like me, you've forgotten. There's an exit survey as you leave. We'd love you to fill that out so we can get some comments that way also. We're going to do 2 more of these public meetings. We want to try to improve on what we're doing. So the first thing we're going to talk about, what is a PEL? And we're going to flash it's a planning environmental linkages study. Now that doesn't help me much more than just saying PEL. So we always call it a PEL because this other thing doesn't make any sense to me either. So what it is, there's actually a board over there that talks about, has a big description of PEL that CDOT's put together, and it's really, really good. So it's an early version of environmental assessment. If you know what environmental assessment is, before you do any big transportation projects, you have to see what the impact is on the environment. And so a PEL is sort of an early version of that. It's sort of a first step starting point. You don't have to do them, but it's a really good, in our case, it's a really good idea to do them for a couple of different reasons. The findings from a PEL, what comes out of the PEL study, can actually be used in the future EA, and it hopefully shortens up the time frame and the cost of that environmental assessment that you might do later on. It also, this is the part that we're really excited about, it enables what are called early action items. If you find something in the corridor that's really broken, we know a lot is broken on WAS right now, okay? But if you find something that might be fairly easy to fix, and it's not going to have a big impact on things, then you might be able to go out and fix that thing quickly just based on the PEL study. You don't have to wait till you go through the whole EA. And if I see Troy's head shaking back there, I'll know what I'm saying is wrong, but hopefully what I'm saying is right. So that's what we're doing. So this is the Wadsworth Corridor. We have a whole list of reasons why we're doing this on Wadsworth right now. And those are what they all are. It's a really important corridor for the city. It's not just a way to get through town from Arvada to Lakewood. It's a really important corridor for us as a city. The project goals that we have on this is we're trying to meet current and future traffic demands. We're trying to improve the operations at the 2 big intersections we have at 38th and 44th. And we're trying to do something that doesn't do very well on WADS right now, which is accommodate bicycle and pedestrians. We have a major bus route, I think it's number 76 on Wadsworth right now, with 15-minute headway. So if you've ever been stuck behind a bus, they stop early and often, don't they? Yes, they do. And also, one of the things, because we've got 2 rail corridors just north and just south of us, it's on a list of things that maybe get some kind of enhanced transit between those 2 rail corridors. Wadsworth is kind of a unique road because it's on the west side of town, it's the longest north-south running road. It goes the farthest south and the farthest north. So it's a really unique road that we have that runs through Wheat Ridge here. So I just wanted to throw this up. We got a grant from the federal government through Dr. Cog through CDOT. The federal share of this is just over $600,000. We're matching right around $500,000. And what we've got proposed right now in the funding with our consultant is about $1 million, just over $1 million. So we've got a little bit of room left in the overall grant, but that's what we're looking at. This is not an insignificant project. It's going to be 15 months. These guys, there's a host of people here tonight. They're just not here to talk about the boards. These are all the folks that are actually working on the project also. So our next steps that we've got after tonight is they're going to work on the different alternatives of what could happen to Wadsworth to try to do all the things that we're trying to do. And we're going to go back to council on October 6th and come back to the public again on October 8th to show you what all alternatives are and to get your input on those, how you guys feel about them, what's going on. And we really do want input from folks. We need to hear from you guys on how this impacts, especially if you live or work right on WADS. And after that October meeting, we're going to finalize those alternatives, and we're going to take those back to City Council on February 2nd, and then come back to another open house on February 4th. So we do have a handful of meetings to do. And then we'll finalize the actual document and take it to council on May 11th. These are all hopeful dates. I'm a hopeful guy, though. To adopt the PEL. Once the PEL gets adopted, then we actually run that through all the various processes. And if we've got some early action items, we can start looking at trying to get some funding for those. So we're going to run through the slides really fast. I'm not going to talk about them a lot except just to let you know what's over there so that you know what to go look at. This one, of course, is what greeted you outside. This one just talks about what a PEL is. And it has the CDOT handbook. They've actually written their own handbook on how PEL should be done in Colorado. And then the document on the right is actually, we've done one PEL in town already. We did one for the Kipling I-70 interchange. That was actually run by CDOT. And that one's done. It's actually available on the website if you want to go look at it sometime. It's very interesting reading if you're into that sort of thing. If you're not, it's great for putting you to sleep. This is actually the process that we go through with a PEL, and there's a board, and these are in order as you go around the room. So this is the second board in. And then this is just sort of talks about what's going on with Wadsworth, what the corridor background is, what is Wadsworth Boulevard, and then what we hope to accomplish with the Wadsworth PEL. This is our project team. At the very top is FHWA. That's the Federal Highway Administration. They're the ones that oversee these environmental projects. And we've got a great rep from FHWA that's working with us on this project. She's provided a lot of great insight to us on this thing so far. Immediately below them are the CDOT folks. We've got a couple of CDOT folks that are involved helping us out on this project. And they've, again, helped us make sure that we do the project the right way and those kind of things. The next slide is all the city staff folks. And I'm one of those folks. We have 6 others that are actively involved on the PEL, and I think they're all here tonight, right now even. And then at the bottom is the consultant team, certainly not at the bottom for a reason other than that's where they fall on the thing. Parsons Brinkerhoff, we just call them PB, because no one wants to say that all day long, is the main consultant team on this, and then HDR is providing some engineering support. Tool design, I remember this time, is our bike PED specialist. Arlen Land Consulting she's an expert on land uses and things, and she's doing a lot of analysis for us on those things. And then RMC is the geotech that we've got hired, the soils engineer to help us with environmental issues and different things like that. So then the recent planning history, this is another board, just shows all the work we've done on WADS so far. There's been a couple of documents that have been prepared for Wadsworth. This is more of a transportation-related document versus the other ones which are more land-use-related documents. This is our purpose and need. This is the thing we'd really love all of you guys to go to that particular board and read and see if this fits what you think we need to be doing to Wadsworth. And I'm going to flash past this if you guys all are intently reading it now. But we're going to zip by this. But we'd love to hear if you think this isn't where we need to be going. We'd like to hear from you on that. We'd also can hear if you think this is where we're going. These are draft needs. So these are the things that we don't think are working very well. We don't think Wadsworth functions very well, and it certainly doesn't fit the vision we have for what we think Wadsworth could be. The lack of adequate vehicle capacity, and this is mostly at intersections is where our real problems are. We've all seen this every day driving Wadsworth, right? This is a slide that's over right in the middle of the room. It's called level of service, LOS. This is the way traffic engineers relate to things about how bad is it. Well, it's graded A through F. As you can guess, F is bad. We think most rush hours were in the EF range. And at lunch, I think we probably approached the E range also. So what we'd like to do is be up in the B and C and D range. Not many roads like this are going to be in the A range, except maybe at 3 a.m. or something. But we want to get that level of service better. So we have a lot of driveways on Wadsworth. We're hoping which create a lot of conflicts for pedestrians and bikes, and also make it a little bit difficult to drive the corridor. We don't have a lot of great sidewalks, as you all know if you've ever tried to walk Wadsworth. We have ongoing safety issues. I asked the consultant when the picture of the guy walking across the middle of the street if they had to work really hard to get that. He said they had to work really hard to pick which picture of all the pictures they had of people walking across the street. So this is an other needs board. This is the other place we'd really love to have input from folks. We've got some pins and sticky notes over by this one. We'd love you to write down things that we haven't identified as needs. If you think there's something else that needs to be done to Wadsworth besides what's on our list over there, we'd love to hear from you on that. This is our study schedule. It's a 15-month process. We're right in the middle of the blue part right there. We've sort of done the orange, and we're in the middle of the blue part, and we hope to get this whole thing wrapped up by next May. This is a slide that shows the transportation analysis we're doing. We actually have some of the traffic counts that they've already obtained along the corridor, but it shows all the signals that they're looking at and all the different places they've done traffic counts. This is sort of looking at what is our existing, the top slide is our existing bike ped network, which you can see is pretty sparse. We'd like to build a lot more onto that, and the Jessica from Tool can talk to you about that if you're a cyclist or a ped person. We've already done quite a bit of work on the environmental issues. We found a few historic properties. We, of course, have wetlands and floodplains down by the creek. And then we have a few parks and recreation places, the parks that we have up and down the corridor. We do have, I think, 3 or 4 properties identified that look like they're going to be historic properties. And we'll have to work our way around those. And then this is how you can make additional comments. Again, there's a board right here at the end. You can write down my name, number, and email. Email works really, really good for me because I'm super forgetful. So if you send me an email, I can send you a reply back, and then I know what I've told you later if you call me back again. And that's all we've got on this. So at this point, if you guys want to just head back over there, you can look at the boards and talk to folks. You can certainly come up and talk to me, too, about things. We've got quite a few staff folks, mostly all the people that are standing up, except for Mr. Lesher back there. He's not staff. The rest of the people that are standing up are mostly staff. We've got a city council person scattered in there also. So if you see somebody with a name tag that's hanging around their neck, you can pretty much ask them a question about what's going on. And if they don't know the answer, they can point you towards somebody that does. So we'll do this again in 20 minutes. And I'll try to talk faster next time so this doesn't take so long.